All right, what's up, guys? We're here at Late Night YBM Locals, and we are here with...
My name is Mike, but you guys might know me as Slim or Slim YGO, but I played in the best locals in Socal, you already know. Shout out to my boy Dio. This is all because of you, man. Like, you're doing wonders for the community. Like I always say in all the profiles, we really do appreciate it. And for some reason, I was able to win tonight, so I actually get to do a profile of myself, which isn't normal, but yeah, I didn't play a deck people are probably gonna like, but this deck was actually like, I couldn't think of anything else. I stopped playing Mech Knights because of the remote duels, so I decided to just play something very simple and straightforward. So I strapped on my helmet and I played Guru. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I did, and yeah, it went really well. Like, you know, shout out to my boy Jeremy Ortiz and my boy Ryan Gaskins. They literally been on me to play Guru forever, and I just honestly didn't want to give it a go, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I haven't played in a long time, like outside of remotes, let me play it, and it went well. Deck's busted. Dragoon's still a ridiculous card, yeah. When it's gone, I'll be happy. I want to play more trap cards, so. Yeah.
Sounds good, let's get into it.
I'll show you, yeah. It's very, very standard. So I have it in sections, so the Subterra section is very standard. It's 3 Guru, 3 Fiendish, and then I do play the Archer, so my boy Jeremy doesn't play this card, and I can understand this card should not be, like, it shouldn't have performed as well as it did. Like, the card is good, but honestly you can get away with just these 6, but I noticed like in more grind games, like maybe this will come up. This was the 41st card. I'm playing the Nevin special, you already know. Shout out to you, Boo. Like, he knows, like 41 was just like the winning number, so it's that, and then let's see, the cities, and then just 2 final battle. I know some players definitely opt for 3, but honestly, I don't want to open it without Subterras. It's dead all the time. So if you get 2 in rotation, it's crazy. So just very, very standard stuff. My only hand trap in the main deck, this card is ridiculous. Like, I don't know. Like, you open this, I feel like you just win. Like it did get gammaed, it did get stopped, and I like have respect for any player that has an out to it already like built into their deck. Like when it got gammaed, I was very surprised. I was like, yeah, and yeah. But I mean, if it resolves, you basically get a turn back to yourself. So
how many times did you open it?
In 5 rounds, I opened it probably, I'd say 4 times. I'd say 4 times, but amongst all the rounds, I'd say 4 times. So not 4 times in a row, but 4 different times. So I didn't open it as much, but yeah. And I mean, the worst thing about it is it becomes dead after turn 1, basically. But you can discard it for Dragoon, so it still has warranty, and it's just so high impact that it's just the better hand trap to play. And then of course I played the bricks. All common, because we're not trying to draw those like ever, and I don't want to pay like 30 bucks for supers. Commons do the same thing, but yeah, if you're gonna play Dragoon, you already know you have to play these. Pot cards was just prosperity and duality. So if someone asked me if I would play Extrav over the dualities, I probably would never do that, because you can actually prosperity and duality, and you can just dig for so many cards. This card is the best pod card that has ever come out. Like, its impact reminds me of when duality came out eons ago, and like you're still playing duality to this day, so it's really, really good, and you just dig for what you need. And yeah, you can't use Red Eyes Fusion, but I'd rather draw more traps. Like, so it works, and it just helps you draw to like your win conditions. So the way we play this deck is we play a lot of field spells, basically. So 1 copy of mine, 1 Necro Valley, and then the ways to get to them. So obviously you have the hidden cities too, so you have 5 field spells, but in some games, like, if you don't respect this card, and I've said it before, I even have neglected this card, but it's a card in the game, so you have to have respect for it. If you don't have a main decked out, you lose. You deck out. Like, you just lose or you pass. This is for Drytron, for Tri-Brigade, for so many decks. Like, the graveyard is so, like, important, obviously, in 2021 for, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's, like, super important. So you actually get this off, like, against Drytron or any of that stuff. It's really, really good. Like, it's not great against every deck, but most decks actually do get hindered by Necro Valley. And if I don't need it, I'll just set rotate it to my opponent, and I'll set rotate it to a Drytron player. They'll never activate it, so yeah, so it's actually pretty good. And then Metaverse, just being able to end phase Metaverse or whenever when you're in a tight bind, and you don't make this a win condition, you just do this till you can get to, so you can start playing. So that's why we only play 1. And then the reason why the deck is so good is you get to play the 6 no's, like literally no to everything. Like, I had mine on the board, and I knew there were Cosmic Cyclones somewhere coming, and it just passed enough turns that I drew to all 3 Judgments. I had 3 Judgments in the back row with Mystic Mine, and I had more cards in my deck, so I knew that either way, even if I get down to like 600, 500, some weird number of life points, like I'll still win by having more cards in my deck. So. And these cards obviously just stop everything. Like, a main deck Duster, main deck anything that blows out your back row can be really dead, and it can really just like end the game right there for you. And then this is like the best Floodgate. Like obviously it sucks going second, but when you go first and you actually get this off, like most decks just stop. Like if they don't have that out, they just stop. And this was actually a mistake. Like this card was awful. Like it was awful, and I literally just held it in my hand like to discard of a Dragoon. It's just because the format is at a point where there can only be one is not as good as it used to be. Summon limit is better going first. Like yes, you could have Tikaboo plus strike against certain decks, but even then, like we were supposed to play Demise of the Land, so that's probably what this should have been. But I mean, it was there. It was a discard and a very easy side out. So that's it. And yeah, like I said, I played 41 cards. An extra deck. Only thing that's important is the Dragoon. I play a second copy just in case, like I want to just banish it off Prosperity. And then I have like everything. This whole extra deck is like utility. This is for if I get Maximist or anything. This is a Waking target. This is a Maximus target that summons this. Had to have some kind of invoke card in there. And then there's this thing. And then this thing. This thing won me a game by itself because if you don't have an out to it, you just win. Same thing with this. I summoned both of these, and that was it, yeah. But they're in there because I side Waking, and just because I side Waking, so have to respect it, so I have as much utility as possible. This is another Maximus thing, just to recycle a card. This card has no business being as good as it was, but it's actually really good. So you literally go Guru into this, you go Fiendus, get back a guy, and literally you link into Verde and you get to Dragoon. So it's another way to get there. Shout out to my boy Jeremy for telling me that. Literally like probably I was a couple hours earlier, but I wasn't gonna play this. I gotta play Link Rebo because of Dinosaur. I probably should still play Link Rebo just cause I don't want to get tokened, and then like literally I can't even target my own Subterror. So yeah, but this was really good. This linking into Verde is crazy. So, and Verde, obviously. This is the card everyone thinks should get banned. I don't know. Like I said, you guys argued in my prediction, so it's here or there. And then these were just utilities. Like, never came up, but this is when your opponent plays sloppy, you can turn Fiendus into this, and then just utility, if it would ever come up. So that was extra. And then side deck, 3 Nib. I drew this for my 6th card against Prank Kids, and I cried. Because just didn't come up, but it's there for combo. It's there for any deck that would overextend into it, so it's fine. And then Cosmics and basically just all these. Like these are just like my back row stuff, like Cosmics, the Duster, just standard. I think Cosmic is insane in this format. My deck doesn't lose to Lancia, so being able to have Cosmic and Duster, like I prefer Cosmic over Duster any day. And then this is the best like side deck card ever printed. And going first, you have Dragoon plus this. I think it's very hard to lose. So. Never happened, but it's in there, so that's fine. Then I sided the Imperm. So this was again my boy Jeremy's idea, like to side this because this card is really back in the format. Like people don't know, this card is really back in the format because it's so good against. It can hit Diviner, it can hit the Tri-Brigade cards, it can like hit so many things. It's very versatile in your hand. You know, when you're going second, like this deck obviously doesn't want to go second, but if I open it and I have it, it might stop my opponent, or at least their board is mediocre compared to what it could have been. So this card is good, and then obviously the column negation will come up every once in a blue moon, but when it does, it's like a game by itself. And then the best card when you're playing when you're playing a trap deck, like and literally like opponent has to respect it, and I was able to summon Raid Raptor, I was able to summon Megaclops, and yeah, it was just really good. But yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, with your deck performance, would you play this in the future?
Yeah, honestly, I probably would. So, like, I haven't played a combo deck in a really long time. I don't consider Mech Knight a combo deck. Like, for me, it was like second nature to play that deck.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of issues with it in remote duels, like a lot of technical stuff behind it. So, basically, being able to just play something, because I really haven't played like a real locals. Obviously, none of us have played a real locals in like forever. So, being able to play again, just, you know, there's a lot of like tensions and stuff that wasn't there in remote. So, being able to play again, like, I just wanted to start very simple, shake off the dust, and, you know, I'll probably play another deck very soon, but this was just, I had to start with something simple, like, yeah, so that's why I played it. But yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, congrats on your first place with Dragoon.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works.
I guess. You're really comfortable with it at the end of the day.
Yeah, and just shout out to the whole store. Shout out to all of Socal. You guys are awesome. Like, you know, you guys are just a great community. I just want a lot for the store, for Dio, and just for everyone. So appreciate it. And shout out to my girlfriend Tiffany for putting up with me for playing this game. Because I know it's a pain, but I love it to death. It's my passion, so it's awesome. But yeah,
well, thank you, brother. Hope to see you again.
Definitely.